Welcome, welcome. I know folks are coming in, but we're very excited to have you here. We'll get started in a few minutes. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening from wherever you are joining in. Good morning. If you're just joining us, we will start in a couple minutes. All right, I think we're leveling out on people joining, so I will go ahead and get started. First of all, welcome. We are so excited to have you here. We're very excited that we are a week or a week and a day, depending on your class, from move-in to welcoming you and your students to our Oakland campus, Northeastern University, Oakland. Just a couple housekeeping things before we jump into the presentation. There is a Q&A box, so you can submit questions there. Feel free to add questions as we're speaking. Those of us who are not actively presenting can be answering those questions as we go. If we do see some that are coming up from lots of folks, we may hold that and address it broadly to the group in general. And if we don't get to all of your questions, please know that we can always follow up by email. We'll share our contact information at the end. And this will also be recorded, so we will be sharing this out. So if you missed something or there's something you want to go back to, or I know there are some folks who couldn't make it today, know that you will have access to this after it is over. So I will introduce everyone on this call and then go ahead and share my screen, and we'll go through some slides. Our goal today is to really provide information about move-in orientation, get you excited, get your students excited for what they have in store for them those first few weeks, but also certainly the entire year. Give you a brief overview of some of the resources specifically on the Oakland campus, and then again, give you time to ask questions, whether that's in the Q&A or to address them at the end, and for you to see some faces that you will get to meet in Oakland, that your students can always reach out to. All of us, with the exception of the wonderful Lori, who helped put this webinar together, are in Oakland, have been on this campus, and are very tied to both the university in general, but also to this area, and can really help support your students. So with that, I will introduce myself. My name is Allie Littlefox. I use she, her pronouns. I'm the Assistant Vice Chancellor, Planning and Innovation in the Division of Student Life on the Oakland campus. I have been on this campus for 12 years. I have the absolute privilege and honor of overseeing orientation and family programs, as well as campus sports and rec, our Center for Student Involvement, our Center for Student Leadership, Equity, and Excellence, and our Spiritual and Religious Life programs. And with that, I will pass it to Brittany.
Hi, everyone. Wonderful to be with you all. My name is Dr. Brittany Cooper. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm the Director of Counseling, Health, and Wellness. So looking forward to talking with y'all about all things mental health and happy to answer any questions that you might have. I will pass it to Lillian.
Good morning and welcome to Oakland. We're so excited to see you in just a little short over a week. I'm the Assistant Vice Chancellor for Student Life. I oversee our wellness area, which includes our Student Health Center. I oversee our accommodations, so any students who are looking for access, disability needs, mobility needs. I also oversee conduct on the campus, as well as housing and residential life, and our student support services. I will pass it over to Deanna.
Hello, good morning, and thank you so much for joining. My name is Gianna Pappas-Moore. I use she, her pronouns, and I am the Director of Orientation and Family Programs. So we are getting very excited to welcome you and your students on the campus in exactly a week from today. for orientation. And we'll be communicating, we'll share a brief slide today about other opportunities for family and friends to visit our Oakland campus and be a part of your students' experience here. And I'll pass it to Mariana.
Hi, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're joining us from. My name is Mariana Sauceda. I use she, her pronouns, and I am on the orientation team with Gianna. I serve as our program manager for orientation and family programs. And I'll go ahead and pass it over to Megan Powell.
Thanks, Mariana. I'm Megan Powell. I use they, them pronouns. I'm the Associate Director for the Global Scholars Program on the Oakland campus. So I, oversee the student experience for all Global Scholars, and I work very closely with the student life and housing and residential life teams to make sure y'all have a great time while you're here in Oakland. And then I know I jumped in a little bit late, but does anybody else need to introduce themselves? Lori, perhaps?
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Lori Wilikowski. I use she, her pronouns, and I am the Global Scholars Program Coordinator. So I work in the Boston office, but I've been working for Northeastern for 2 years and worked in Oakland last year, and it was amazing and really excited to talk with you all in the Q&A about all things Oakland.
All right, thank you so much to all of our panelists. I will go ahead and share my screen. And get us started. So just a quick overview of what you will learn about today. Again, you got to be introduced to the team here. Like I said, we'll go over some move-in and orientation specifics, campus overview, things to do, places to visit. We hope that if you're not coming with your student next week, that you come visit us at another time. Talk a little bit about student life, and then again, student support services, and really wanting to focus in specifically for our parents and families on how you can support your student, how you can engage with us throughout this next year or semester. So welcome to Oakland. You've heard from all of us the excitement that we have being here and welcoming you and your families to this amazing city, to this amazing campus. If you have not yet been to campus, thrilled to welcome you for the first time. It's absolutely beautiful. Typically this time of year, you might get a couple hot days, but it's a really incredible time to be visiting and getting to experience not only our campus, but the Bay Area. We are on about 135 acres of beautiful, beautiful greenery here in Oakland that we are able and lucky to call home. So I will pass it over to Lillian to give you a bit of an overview on move-in.
Thanks, Sally. So I'm sure all of you have now had your students receive their housing and room assignments. Right now, currently for move-in, we have 2 move-in days for the Oakland campus, and both are designated for a specific population of students. On Thursday, August 29th, that is when our first years who are here for the entire year on the Oakland campus will be moving in. Move-in is from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., but that doesn't mean that you can't also move in and check in after 6 p.m. We have resources for that as well. And on August 30th, Friday, we are welcoming our Global Scholar students who are coming on their own or also on the chartered flights. One of the things to know is we have a beautiful thing we call the cruise ship model, where all of our students, whether they come in by rideshare with their families on a bus, all come in through the same point. Movers are there ready with these beautiful red bins that are there to take all of your luggage out of your car, put into bins. Your students will be given labels that will be on all of their pieces of luggage and supplies that they're bringing with them. And the movers will then take those things to your student's room. So then your student can then cross over the street and check in themselves. During check-in, they'll get their room keys, their Husky ID card, and any orientation information, including a swag bag. The student then has availability and time to kind of peruse the campus. We have certain areas for family refreshments. We have meals on campus. We encourage the students and their families to also just spend the afternoon checking out the campus. We have a beautiful art museum. We have a beautiful chapel, a labyrinth, a library, lots of beautiful things you can enjoy with your students to just understand what their time on the Oakland campus will be and the resources we have on campus as well. Maybe you'll find Paws, our incredible mascot, running around, taking photos with students. Students love that as well. We will, on both days, the 29th and 30th, have a family reception in the afternoon from 4 to 5 p.m. Where you'll get to meet other campus leaders who serve in administrator or leadership roles, where you can ask questions about the experience on Oakland for your student. And they'll also be super excited to welcome you as well. One of the things we've told students, and is also on our housing website for the FAQs, are to pack light. We do have what we call the reuse depot on campus, where lots of our students gracefully have donated barely used items, brand new items, to the reuse depot. And so we'd let students know that in their bedroom, their housing assignment, everyone will have a twin XL bed, whether it's a single bed, a lofted bed, or a bunk bed. Each room has a dresser, and each room has a desk and a chair. These are all furniture items that must remain in their space. Anything else that they want to bring in can't be bigger furniture, but it can be things like organizing bins that are plastic. You will find those at the reuse depot. Some students might want additional lighting, so they could bring in lamps. You can also find that at the reuse depot. Some students like a fan because either they like the noise or they run hot. We can also find some of those at the reuse depot, or you could also purchase some of those. But we ask students to pack light because you will also have many opportunities throughout the weekend and the week leading up to the first day of school to be able to run out and grab some things. We do have a campus shuttle on campus that runs daily that can take students to near locations where they can also shop for supplies and or groceries if they choose to buy snacks, things to keep in their rooms. Depending on your student's housing assignment, all of the housing assignments have what we call either kitchenettes or common kitchens, where we also have refrigerators for students to keep some of their snacks and things that they'd like to keep in the hall. But then all of our students are also in the halls with meal plans. And we'll talk a little bit more about housing and dining a little bit further in the presentation. But we're excited to welcome you on either the 29th or 30th. Move-in time slots are going out tomorrow morning, so please make sure your student is checking that out. In terms of what the schedule looks like I mentioned, for both days, check-in and registration goes from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. After 6 p.m., your student can let our front security gate, let them know that they are checking in, and they will call our Res Life staff to come and meet you, give you your keys, show you to your room, welcome you. We also have, during this time, if students didn't submit their photos for their Husky ID, we have tables for the Husky card. If our students, we encourage all of our students to look into student employment. It's one of the easiest ways to get engaged on campus and to also start to build some transferable skills. And depending if you're bringing a car or interested in parking, there will also be tables for permits. And that communication will be going out to students very soon, early next week. We will have an information table both days in multiple locations where you can ask questions about anything, dining, resources, our safety shuttle, our escorts on campus, things like that. We will have many student involvement tables from the Center for Student Involvement and Campus Sports and Rec. So opportunities for your students to sign up for programs, clubs. We really encourage you to get your students to sign up for things so that they can build community quite quickly. We, like I mentioned, have complimentary breakfast and refreshments set up for the families throughout the days. We'll have DJs and music playing around so that folks feel really welcome. We also have, for folks who need a little bit more of downtime, some designated Zen zones to be able to kind of go hang out, get kind of used to some of our lounges, the spaces that your students would be essentially using throughout their time here. There'll be some lawn games if folks, it's beautiful out in California. It's one of my favorite things about living on the West Coast is that you can always count on good weather. So we'll have plenty of things to do outdoors. Like I mentioned, the welcome reception, we would love to have you all there. And then that evening of move-in, all of your students will be in mandatory meetings to do floor meetings with their halls. These floor meetings are really, really important because this is where your students get all the information about what they can and can't do in their halls, what will land them in a conduct meeting, but also the importance of building community and what that looks like living together. And then even more exciting for your students, on those evenings, we'll have some really amazing late night events that are really, really popular, and it's what students really enjoy the most that go into late into the night. And we also have staff who are working them. Your students will be supported throughout the day in multiple ways, and we have many, many staff who are going to be on working through move-in, through the weekend, through Labor Day, and we're excited to have them. And I'll pass it over to Allie.
Awesome, thank you.
Actually-
And I will actually let Gianna start talking about this and then give a little more information about orientation.
Perfect, thank you. So for family and friends, we know you'd love to bring your student on move-in days. You're more than welcome to accompany them on move-in days. A check-in, you'll be welcome to fill out a name tag and get a geo tag. And this is a way for you to build connections with other families or friends of students in your geographic area, from your same geographic area. We invite you to wear these throughout your move-in day and to the family reception in the evening, where you'll be able to mingle with other families and campus leadership. We'll have complimentary refreshments, breakfast, lunch throughout the day on Lister Terrace, which was right in the main area when you're welcomed onto campus. We'll be offering campus tours, library tours, as well as tours of our campus farm. So you're really able to get a feel of your students' new environment. And then, as Lillian mentioned, there will also be opportunities and spaces for you to sit and relax throughout your day, throughout the busyness of moving and meeting lots of new people. Again, I'll reiterate, our family and friends welcome reception is from 4 to 5 on both Thursday and Friday for those families that move in. And this is a great opportunity to both mingle with other family members, but also meet and talk to members of campus leadership who will be in attendance as well. And then lastly, our move-in day will go quickly. And then orientation is planned for students. And so we invite all family and friends to return to the Oakland campus for our Family and Friends weekend on October 18th through 20th. So you can make a note now. We'll be sending out communication, and we'll also be offering postcards as a reminder during move-in days as well. So orientation and welcome week, beginning on Saturday, August 31st, our orientation begins. Students will be in mandatory required sessions that allow them to get to know their peers, get to know their campus, and get to know campus resources. These are very helpful sessions built to inform and make students aware of what is available for them on campus. We also will include several social events throughout these days for students to really meet, mingle, and become comfortable and feel settled in their campus environment before the start of the school year on September 4th. September 4th through September 15th, there'll be multiple opportunities to continue to build community with their cohort and their classmates in Oakland through weeks of welcome, which we'll discuss later as well. So orientation day 1, as I mentioned, begins Saturday, August 31st, and students will be split into 2 groups. One group will be attending mandatory sessions where they'll hear from various speakers and presenters from our campus staff on available resources. They're listed on the slide for you to get to know, but housing and residential life, conduct, sustainability, and the Reuse Depot, Center for Student Involvement. So they'll learn about how to join a club, start a club, get involved with various organizations on campus. So we'll have multiple presentations for them. And then the other group, well, one group is in presentations, the other group will be in programming. So that includes our Career Connections and Experiential Learning program and academic advising appointments. So they'll have the opportunity, they'll have several hours that day to create an appointment with their advisor and sit down and talk through classes, academic questions, any concerns they may have before the school year begins. And then those groups will switch halfway through the day. So every student will receive information on student life and campus resources on Saturday. We'll end the day with a late night social, again, same with our move-in days, that really promotes community building and enjoyment and a fun time among the students. On September 1st, Sunday, will be our second orientation day. It will be set up very similar. We'll have 2 groups of students, one in presentations, one in programming. This day is focused more on the academic side of things. So we'll have the academic welcome from our campus dean, academic advising sessions, and academic success, more focused on what their college experience will look like in the classroom. And then for programming, we'll continue to offer academic advising appointments as well. And then following the sessions for that day, all students will be able to have the opportunity to participate in their college breakout sessions, in which they'll meet in their college majors with a college lead and dive into more specific information for their specific college. And then we'll end that night with a late night social as well. And then Monday and Tuesday, we continue our orientation with welcome days. So on Monday, on Labor Day, on September 2nd, our students will be invited to participate in different community activities. So we'll start their welcome to join yoga on the meadow, little rise and shine yoga first thing in the morning. We'll take a class photo. Pause will be there, so we'll get some school spirit. And then they'll participate in a student support scavenger hunt throughout the campus to learn more about where to find certain resources, where offices are, etc., where to find things throughout their school year. This is a great opportunity for students to bond together and have a little fun competition amongst themselves, but also learn about very important, helpful resources on campus and get familiar with the campus again before classes start on Wednesday. We're inviting students who are interested in participating in a leadership role on campus to attend a leadership training that afternoon for lunch. Here we'll do a leadership development session, introduction to kind of what we expect of our student leaders and what their roles will look like. So if any students are coming in really excited and motivated to pursue club leadership positions or any kind of campus leadership positions, we really encourage them to attend this session. The day will end with a pool party and a Labor Day cookout before heading into Tuesday. So Tuesday is our final culmination of our orientation events. It should be a very exciting, very fun day. We're all looking forward to it. And we really hope your students are excited to attend as well. But all day there'll be open gym hours, rec hours, campus tours are going to be available as well, academic advising appointments. So they can still be very much engaging and exploring campus resources. However, we do have an event. We have two big events planned that day. The first is Taste of Oakland, where we're really highlighting local Oakland businesses, restaurants, organizations for students to start to feel at home here in a new city. So we're inviting a lot of these organizations onto our campus for this 2.5 hours. Where students can engage with these organizations, try new things, learn about what's available in the city. And then Convocation is a really exciting event. Every Northeastern undergraduate campus will have their own unique convocation experience. So Boston will be holding a convocation, London will be holding a convocation, and we here in Oakland will have our unique convocation as well. It's an opportunity to really kick off the students' academic journey in general with Northeastern, but also specifically on our campus, and really just get them excited to begin this new chapter in their lives. It's very exciting, very memorable event that will build community and camaraderie among their cohort, which we're excited to do. Additionally, with all of the orientation information, when your students move in, they'll receive a welcome bag that actually has a schedule that details each day's events and the available resources on campus to explore in their downtime. So they will receive a copy of this and have it available throughout the week for them as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Gianna. So I will now be able to talk a bit about what you can expect after orientation is over. So there's all this lead up, all this excitement, all this fun for the first 4 days. We really pack those days, and then classes start. And there's what I don't ever want to see is that drop off of engagement and community building. So we have what we call weeks of welcome, as Gianna mentioned, that runs from the first day of classes on the 4th through this following Sunday, September 15th. Within those not even 2 weeks, we have over 60 events planned for students. And a lot of those events are really, again, getting students to different locations on campus, different groups of community building, opportunities to explore both physical spaces, but also resources. So a lot of our departments will do an open house. There will be different welcome receptions based on affinity. And again, really just getting students grounded and recognizing what there is to do, who they can ask for help, and building those peer relationships with one another. That weeks of welcome schedule will also be included in the packet of orientation information. So students will receive a full calendar of events for the 4th through 15th. And then really what we're trying to build within Weeks of Welcome is those initial habits. So are you getting involved? And this is when I talk to families and parents, really encourage you to talk to your student. What did you love to do in your previous school? What did you love to do in high school? Were you a class president? Do you want to go to that leadership training? How can you get involved with a club or org? Do you want to try something new? College is an amazing time as you're making this transition to try something, get out of your comfort zone. We have one of the really incredible things about the Oakland campus is that we're primarily a first-year campus, and students have the opportunity to create their own vision, to create what they're excited about, but also be supported along the way. So that's the reason we've implemented that leadership session from the start as part of orientation. So students can start to build those skills, recognize what it means to be a leader as a first year, and know that there's a team of support behind them as they're navigating that. So on this slide is just a broad overview of what students can get involved in. So our student involvement in activities. We have clubs and orgs that are already existing. We will have a club and community action fair on September 10th. So our existing clubs will table, students can sign up, and they can also start their own club. We've really streamlined this process, made it as easy as possible for students to say, hey, I'm interested in X. They need 3 students and a club advisor, and they can start that club with the support of our Center for Student Involvement here in Oakland. On-campus employment, as Gianna and Lillian both mentioned, this is a really good opportunity to have a job and start building those skills, but also to get connected to a specific department. Our student workers, I think about our student workers in all of our areas, and they really do build those leadership skills. They get to know the professional staff in that area, and really have an additional community. So we will have tabling we have a resource fair on the 4th, on the first day of classes, where students can also find out about job opportunities. We did hold virtual student employment sessions this past week. Mariana led those, and they were really, really well attended and really fantastic. And we'll be sharing out the recordings of those as well. So students can get to know, what documents should they bring? What do they need? How do they get a job? And then who's hiring? What are the opportunities that they can tap into? Our Center for Student Involvement also does many of our signature events in partnership with many of the other people on this call. Thinking about our partnership with Global Scholars around late night brunch. That's been a really fantastic event. We do that at the end of each semester. Movie on the Meadow. During one of my favorite events, we call it a dive-in movie. So we'll have a blow-up screen up at the pool, and you can float in the pool and watch a movie, or sit outside the pool and watch the movie. Black and white ball. And something I'm really excited about this year, we're launching our Friday night concert series. So Town Sounds, our first one will be on that first day of move-in, the 30th. We're bringing in local artists each Friday. So they will play a concert every Friday night in our Rothwell Theater, which is right in our student center. You can grab something to eat at Susie's, bring it into the theater, hang out. And then our hope is that after the concert, there becomes an open mic karaoke opportunity for students as well. Our Center for Student Leadership, Equity, and Excellence oversees all of our Heritage Month programming, our affinity groups, including our lounges, which are also part of that Rothwell Student Center. And those lounges, as was mentioned earlier, will be open during move-in. So you can start I invite families to check them out, to see where might my student like studying. I always think it's helpful to be able to picture someone in an environment, being able to think of them and know that, oh, maybe they're in the Mary Atkins Lounge doing work or meeting with a group. Our spiritual and religious advisor is also part of our center. So we have a beautiful chapel, non-denominational chapel on campus, and a spiritual advisor who is available for one-on-one support, and supports groups of students as well. And then we mentioned our leadership programming that also comes out of a collaborative effort, but led by our CSI team. They oversee clubs and orgs in our student government. So we will have elections very early on, because we are on this fast track. Everyone's coming in as a first year, and you can can raise your hand early on and say, I want to be class president, and do that in your first semester. So some really incredible opportunities there. And then our campus sports and recreation has been one of the most heavily utilized resources on this campus. We have some beautiful facilities. You can see the pool there. I always use this picture because I love the idea of stand-up paddleboard yoga as something that we can offer as part of our group fitness. The pool is open for students, both in a structured event like the pool party, but also for lap swim, drop-in, rec swim. We have tennis courts that students can access for free, as well as our fitness center that is open 7 to 10 p.m. most days, and then 8 to 8 on the weekends. Whenever that space is open, our gymnasium is open for basketball, badminton, volleyball, and then that's programmed as well with our intramurals, sport-specific open gyms. We do some one-off tournaments like a flag football tournament. Our club sports, I'm really excited this year. We actually will have some home soccer events. So there will be a little preview, breaking news that I just learned. We'll have a home event during our Family and Friends weekend. So I invite you to come see our club soccer team in action. And again, if this is a sport you participated in high school, really encourage students to come be part of the club. Or if it's something you've never tried and you've always wanted to, connecting to the intramural or that open gym time. We always, also for families, I like to share that we try to do a lot of these programs during Family and Friends weekend too, so that you can experience what your students are getting to experience. So we'll have some drop-in group fitness classes during that time, and definitely encourage you to come check out the spaces, use them with your student, and visit us over in the gym area. Our campus sports and rec also does outdoor rec excursions. So we run about 4 a semester. We've done everything from stand-up paddleboard to skiing, to hiking. There's thousands of miles of trails right outside the gates in the Oakland Hills and beyond. So tapping into the area that we're in and really trying to connect students and get them to explore off campus as well. And that is a perfect segue into other things to do in the Bay Area. We try to do excursions, and connect students to what is available in the local area. We'll talk a little bit more about transportation in a few slides, but students also receive an AC Transit Pass, and we connect them. Oftentimes the CAs or the housing staff will do a family dinner off campus, bring their students, they all use their transit passes and get to learn that system. And with that, I will pass it back to Lillian.
Thanks so much. Our student support services, we have many on the campus. If your student is feeling ill, if your student is feeling homesick, if your student had a bad friend breakup, if they had a bad romantic breakup, I think one of my favorite things about working on this campus is working with the incredible staff who hold space for your students, who can be a shoulder to cry on, who can also be loving staff who can see and validate their experience, and then also be like, and we still got to go to class. Right? I think managing life outside of being at home and going through, identity development and those tough moments, whether it's stress over an exam or things that are happening at home that it might be impacting. Our teams are here to really, meet one-on-one with your student. One of the great things about the open campus is that students can walk into many offices. We're a small but mighty team, and also, because the campus is so centralized with our resources, students can always walk in and drop in. So some of the resources that we have, and I'll talk a little bit more about my areas, and then Dr. Brittany Cooper will talk a little bit more about counseling. I have a student support services team who oversees what we call the care team. So every Monday we have a team of about 12 to 14 different directors across the campus and student life who meet to talk about students of concern or students who have self-reported that they need support. And this is weekly. So then we all kind of tag team and see who's going to reach out to the student, what resources are needed, what challenges are coming up. Does that mean the student is falling behind in classes? resources? Do we need to connect with an advisor? Does it mean that the student needs to be connected with counseling? Are there outside off-campus resources that the student might need? If it's a medical issue, do we connect them to the student health clinic? So we kind of assess what the need is based on the case, and then we kind of go from there. I'm happy to report that we typically make contact within 24 to 48 hours and also solve and or resource the challenge immediately. Aside from student support services, we also have our accessibility team. So let's say one of your students potentially might get an injury that's a temporary injury, you know, a knee gets hurt or they trip over something and they need some temporary accommodations. Our accommodation team can also support with mobility pieces. You know, we have crutches. The clinic also has crutches available, wheelchairs if we need them, but also how do we coordinate that support with offices outside of student life, like the faculty? You know, if we have students who are ill and can't make it to class, is it us trying to figure out, you know, do we need to do some remote days for the student? Do we communicate with faculty what the extenuating circumstance is happening that's impacting the academic pieces? How do we work to get them some extensions on deadlines? Do we need to centralize testing for them? So we work very closely with our professors and faculty to do that and explore different options depending on what issue we're trying to address. We also have a wellness machine on campus that provides different free things for students around sex health ed, but then also things a student can purchase like deodorant, a toothbrush, things like that, as well as a wellness team who will be supporting the students with programming in collaboration with some of our Boston virtual appointments as well. And in every single dorm and in every single building, your students all have a designated what we call community assistant that is connected to them. So it is a 1 to 35 student ratio. So every community assistant is a professional staff member who has designated care for your student and also programming. So if in the rest halls, one of our community assistants or CA starts to notice that, hey, the student hasn't showed up for programs, or I've noticed that they haven't left their room, they're also a really great point to connect them with resources. These community assistants also have what we call mandatory Husky chats, where they meet individually with students to just do check-ins, see how they're doing. Are they connecting with friends? Are they eating? Are they sleeping? Do they need any support? We know typically that by the 5th week of school, things start to kind of feel a little bit stressful because midterms are happening, quizzes are happening. And so our teams are deployed during those times to really support with kind of like the preventative lead up to those times as well. And the other amazing resource we have is also our counseling and psychological services, which Dr. Brittany Cooper will talk a little bit more about, but our teams are all very much well connected. I think one of the best things about the Oakland campus is how we all work collaboratively to have such a big container for students, but also have very designated departments that will help with every specific issue that we can address.
Absolutely agree, Lillian, and I'm happy to talk more about mental health support available on our campus. So you'll hear us use the acronym CAPS, Counseling and Psychological Services. We are located in the Cal building on campus, and so you can see our phone number placed there and our email. This is a non-urgent email that if you have some general questions, we're happy to respond with. Our hours of operation are Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and I'll talk more about options for support outside of those business hours. But just learn about what's on the ground, what's in person. That's us here at Cal. So we offer brief therapy support, crisis support, and same-day appointments are available, and support groups and workshops. Those are based off of student interest as well, which might likely change each semester. The way that folks can schedule appointments, you're welcome to either call that phone number there or come on in and visit us at the Cal front desk, and we're happy to get you scheduled. For appointments that might fall outside of those hours, or honestly, if folks are interested in seeking other services, we have what's called Find It Northeastern. And so one option of mental health support through Find It Northeastern is a 24/7 mental health support line. And so students can call this number and be connected immediately with a licensed UWIL clinician. And UWIL clinicians are partners in mental health for us to make sure that we expand upon the scope of offerings here at Northeastern Oakland. Folks can also sign up for unlimited counseling sessions with a UWIL clinician, and this is at no additional cost. And the way that students can do this is by registering and scheduling online, so folks can really customize what experience they're looking for, additionally looking what therapists might feel like the best fit. And here at CAPS, we're happy to support students in searching for a therapist that might feel like the best fit as well. Students also have access to Headspace, which is a wellness app, Silver Cloud, which is an online wellness platform, and finally Together All is another resource that's offered. And this is an online platform where students can really engage in that peer-to-peer support that can be incredibly helpful in finding a sense of belonging and also building community. I will pass it for housing and dining. I'm guessing Lillian? Yes.
So like I mentioned, all of our students who are here for the first year are all living on campus here on Oakland. They either have a single or a shared room. The rooms are either singles, doubles, or triples. We don't have any quads. Depending on where the student is, they are either placed into a traditional hall, which we have about 5 of those. Traditional halls, meaning these are all halls who have common bathrooms, main rec room, basement kitchens. And then the other spaces students are also placed are into our independent living apartments that are also full with first year students. And those students are grouped into an apartment that also has a shared common space and a shared kitchen. And all of our students are also on a meal plan. We have a few different areas where students can have meals. We have an all-you-can-eat buffet in what we call Founders, which is up the hill, close to Eggy White and Reinhardt, but it's also very central to campus. If you have students living in the Courtyard townhomes in Prospect Hill or Mary Morris, it's about a 10 to 13-minute walk, so very easy to get to. The buffet in Founders, our students can find breakfast, lunch, and dinner there, brunch and dinner on the weekends. It goes on all day. There's specific areas for waffles and cereal, yogurt parfaits, fresh fruit all day, omelet stations for breakfast. They do a great job in changing their menu. The chefs that we have rotating are all from different various backgrounds, and they feature very different cultural meals as well. If students don't want to go all the way to the dining hall, they also have the option to go to our tea shop, which is also centralized to campus. We partner with Grubhub so that a student can also order a Grubhub meal through the tea shop as they're walking up to the space. So if a student is living in Courtyard, Mary Morris, by the time they arrive, their food should be ready, but they can order beforehand. If students are in class and they're like, hey, I need food to be ready like right when class is over because I have a 30 or 45-minute break, they can also order food through there. We have a convenient / grab and go also store called Cafe Susie's. And this is more kind of your boxed sandwiches, boxed salads, parfaits, fruit, smoothies, things of that nature, and also some convenience store items. We also have a very delicious sushi station in the grab and go as well. That was new and added last semester and has been a great hit for our students as well. Our students all are on either unlimited plans and or different meal plans that have particular numbers of what we call Husky dollars. The Husky dollars are where students can use both in the tea shop and in Cafe Susie's. The meal swipes, which are part of your meal plan, is what they can use in Founders. Lots of food, lots of options on campus. We also have different programming that happens throughout the year for Heritage Months, where Founders will also partner with us and have Heritage Month dinners for all the Heritage Month programs that we have as well. The dining hall actually does a ton of programming also throughout the year. We've partnered with them to do smoothies that you are able to run on a bike and create a smoothie as you're running. I mean, we try to be really creative on how we can offer dining options to your students, but also creative ways to program and to make sure that they understand that food is really important. We do have a dietitian and nutritionist on campus students can meet with if they have questions. Our chef is extremely amenable to talking with students about particular dietary needs if that's an issue. We try to work as much as we can with our students so that we know that they're on a meal plan and we know that they're eating. That's one of the things we also try and keep track of is, you know, are our students eating? Are our students swiping? I know that it can be really easy. I remember my college days to just wait until the end of the night when we're cramming for a test and eat the ramen cup of noodle, and that's not always the best sustainable thing to do. So we make sure that our students have what they need in order to be able to thrive. And again, those community assistants or resident assistants who are living in space with your students kind of keep tabs on that as well.
Thank you, Lillian. I know this has come up a couple times, but just wanted to bring it all together and talk a bit about transportation. So we do have a free campus shuttle. It runs daily on a fixed loop, and students will just need to show their Husky card. We do have a really fantastic resource that our student life team put together that has information about what's available at each stop. So what kind of groceries, restaurants, do you want to get a certain kind of coffee? You can take a look at that guide and make your plan for the day. With the campus shuttle, there is an app that students can download. It's called TripShot, and we will go over that during orientation, so they all have that. And with that app, you can see not only the schedule and where the shuttle is and timing, but actually real-time traffic, basically, when the shuttle is coming and when you can expect it to be at different places. All students, again, do get an AC Transit pass. There is a bus stop right outside of the front gate that can connect students to all of the AC Transit. So AC Transit is Alameda County. That includes all of the bus systems, everything within Alameda County, which is where Oakland is located. Both the campus shuttle and the AC Transit can get you to a BART stop. BART is typically the easiest way to get into San Francisco, if that's something you want to do, get to SFO. AC Transit has a way to get to the Oakland airport, and many other different opportunities. Parking permits, as I think Lillian mentioned, this more specific information for parking will be going out Monday or Tuesday of next week. So keep an eye on that. Students can bring cars to campus and there are designated spots for them. I would say typically the majority of students do not, because there are many other ways to get around, but know that is an option if that's something you are looking for. And then lastly, wanted to highlight some campus safety. So all of our residence halls are proctored. Students have to show their ID at the front entrance. We have on-site 24/7 public safety officers at the gate and throughout campus doing rounds. Our rave emergency alert, so that if something were to happen campus-wide or a larger scale emergency, a text and an email would go out to all students about that. Again, our DPS are great partners with Student Life. We work very closely with that team to make sure that they know about our events, they know about things that are coming up in the res halls, and we can really partner and create a very safe environment for all of our students and all of our campus community as well. And with that, I am going to stop sharing and take a look in the chat to see if there are any themes that are coming up. I haven't been keeping an eye on it because my screen was sharing. So if anyone else wants to, if you've seen something coming up multiple times that falls into your area, feel free to unmute and address that, and I will take a look as well.
Thanks, Sally. I'll answer some of the housing pieces that have come up. I know that everyone is eager to see what their room looks like. Unfortunately, we do not have any layouts or square footage for spaces. However, there are some photos you can see on our housing website for Oakland. So if you go to the Northeastern website or just Google Oakland housing, you should be able to see some of the photos there when we talk about different residence halls. The other thing is too, if you can get your students to sign up for the NU Oakland Instagram, there are some highlights where we've done some room takeovers from previous years. So this last year we had a couple where students did room tours. And so you'll be able to see some of those featured in there. We will, like I mentioned, send move-in time slots on Friday. Those time slots are specifically designated for your time. And if there are students that happen to fall outside of the 6 p.m. time, please know that we will still be able to support them as well. The reuse depot will be open on both move-in days and also, I believe, potentially on that holiday, and then will be open once the school year begins. All the items in the reuse depot are also free. So I think for our students, first check that out before we start to buy other things. I will tell you what is very typical of students to want more of are potentially lamps, fans, those plastic organizers, because they need a little bit more room than their dresser. All rooms have either an additional wardrobe in their space or a closet that is either shared or to themselves. If you are in spaces like Warren Only or Orchard Meadow, and they have a double shared suite, some of those suites have porches that are shared between two students. We can't bring any additional furniture into those spaces, but students use those in other ways. We also have, if you have a student in Eggy, White, or Reinhardt, those are traditional halls that have the common space like living rooms and kitchens that are shared, but those also have what we call pods. So depending on the room number, you could have students who are in a second floor where there's 10 rooms that share a bathroom, or they can be in designated smaller pods, which are on the corners of the buildings in 4 different sections where you have 4 students sharing a private bathroom. Housekeeping is provided to all the traditional halls for bathrooms and common areas, but for independent living for the apartments, it's not. So students in independent living will need to clean their own bathroom and kitchen areas, etc. Let's see what else was coming up.
I'm seeing a few specific ones about dining, and happy to go through and answer them directly in the Q&A, but also do want to let people know, if you go to nudining.com, that is the main page for our dining. You can select Oakland. We can share that out in a resource, and there will be a resource guide in Canvas, which students will be added to at the end of this week. So that is also a good, I know there's some questions about hours and allergies, things like that. You can get specifics there. There's also contact information for the dining team, but also getting to connect with the nutritionist, dietitian, and the chef on there.
For any wall decorations, students are allowed to use tape on walls and/or thumbtacks, just anything that will not leave paint coming off and/or chips, because when we do room inspections at the end of the year in the semester, students will be billed for things like that. Dorm assignments should have gone out or did go out already, so your students should have that in their student hub. If they don't see that in their student hub, please make sure you email housing@northeastern.edu to make sure you have that information. We do have a campus shuttle that goes to our Rockridge BART station. So it's about maybe like a 15-minute ride from here to that Rockridge BART station for those who want to get to SFO. I love that there's a lot of dorm videos and photos on TikTok as well. So please take a look at those. I encourage students to also log in and already start to follow the NU Oakland, because like I mentioned, there's lots of room takeover highlights on there as well. I know they're super eager to see what their room looks like, but I will tell you, less is more. So it has all the basic things you need. Your students need to definitely bring their own bedding and pillow, clothes, and hygiene pieces. For the bathrooms, we always see students bring a caddy, a toilet caddy, where they can just kind of transport back and forth from the bathroom. That's always preferred versus students leaving things in the bathroom themselves. Move-in range for times will be anywhere from 8 to 6 p.m. depending on your building and depending on your last name, and those will be sent out tomorrow. In order to access the campus, you will need to come in using an ID. So we have only one way to get in and out of the campus. So, and typically on move-in orientation, we also open up our back gate just for folks to leave, but there is only one way to enter campus. And everyone who enters must either have their Husky ID and or an ID that they can show. You let them know you're here for move-in and they'll let you pass through.
I'm seeing a couple questions on what is, if you're moving in on the 29th, will students have anything required on the 30th? They will not. We do hold that day again as our Global Scholar students are moving in. First years who previously moved in have time to continue to set up their room, explore the shuttle, get to know the area. If families are still around, they're welcome to come to campus, be with their student. You can go off campus if you want. I think the biggest things that we encourage from the orientation office specifically is that students are engaging in meal times, in community events. These are foundational moments to start to get to know peers, to get to know the place. But besides that, definitely knowing that folks need to leave to get items, to do appointments, and that is totally fine. Families and visitors are certainly allowed on the campus outside of that designated move-in day. seeing a couple items on, or a couple questions about shipping. So items can be shipped starting a week before, which is today and tomorrow. So that is definitely okay if people have started sending items, whether it's things you've shipped from Amazon or you're shipping a box yourself. Those will be available for pickup in the mailroom, or we have package lockers, both some up at the hill at Mary Morse and then down by the mailroom for students as well. They can be shipped specifically to the campus address with the 6-digit code that was shared by the housing team.
And your students will also receive, when they receive their AC Transit Pass, will receive the hours that the AC Transit bus runs, but it basically runs all day and throughout late evening. So that could be used to get closer to the airports, but I don't know that anything goes directly to the airports for the bus. However, we do have many areas for, typically our students will just use Uber, and there are designated spots here on campus to be able to do that. There's some questions about where families can call and or contact if they need to. If you have questions just about student life pieces in general, we ask families to call into our student life main office number. And for your students, typically our students are all connected with their community assistants and can get the support they need. I know that it's, as a parent myself, it is really hard to kind of let your student go, but I guarantee you, as somebody who has been on this campus for almost 20 years and went through the amazing staff who are here as well, your students will be very well taken care of. They will be very connected. The nice thing about having such a small campus is that students can't really fall through the crack. We know when someone's not in class. We know when someone's not showing up to something. It might be more annoying to your student than it is to you. But they do have lots of us who are looking out for them. So if you have questions about student life in general, you can always call the student life main number. Each building, I'm seeing some questions about laundry. Laundry is available in all buildings. It is free. However, your students do need to purchase their own detergent. And typically, we don't see too many complaints about the use of the laundry or having students that have to wait for laundry. We have a pretty good turnover on that, but we do have them available in each hall.
And I know we are nearing the end of our time, so I want to be cognizant of that. We really do appreciate you taking time out of your day, whether it's the end of your workday or during it, just to spend some time with us and hear a little more about what your students will be experiencing. We will be sharing out, this recording will be available. And like Lillian said, you can always reach out to our main student life number, our office. We do have an orientation inbox. It's oaklandorientation@northeastern.edu. So feel free to reach out there. I answer most of those emails along with this amazing team and can always direct it to whoever else it might be pertaining to. So even if it's not something specific to orientation, please feel free to use that. I know that email information has been shared in some of our newsletters throughout the summer as well. So always feel free to reach out. It's a good landing place and we can direct it where it needs to go. But again, really appreciate your time. I know we didn't get to all of the questions. I see they're still coming in. But if there's something specific that you didn't get that you really want answered, definitely reach out to that inbox or to any of us directly. And please, if you are moving your student in next week, come say hi. We will be around all weekend and really excited to meet families, to meet students, and welcome you to campus and to the Oakland Husky family. Thank you so much.
Have a good rest of your day.